So here's part 2 on my 3-part video on how to deal with jaw pain. This includes exercises you can do to improve both the strength and mobility of your jaw. And as always, before you get going, please subscribe to Riley Rehab. Every single week, coming up with new content, helping you become the expert of your own body, helping your jaw and the rest of you downstairs feel a lot better. So what we're going to get into now is you've already massaged the jaw, you've been able to calm down the pain, but you want to actually improve the strength and the mobility so the pain stays away. And I will say really quick, depending on the type of condition you have, different things may or may not be appropriate for you. But I find these 3 in most cases can help people out a lot with their jaw pain. So we'll start with the first one. The first one is a very common one that's given. Basically, you want to do 2 things. You want to put your tongue right here on the top of your mouth. So I'll do it with my mouth open so you can see. The tongue is basically touching the top row of the teeth in this. And then while you're holding that position, while your tongue's touching the roof of your mouth, you're going to open your jaw slowly and then bring it back closed. So it should look like this. Big thing I want to mention is you want to emphasize the slowness. If you do have a jaw that gives you painful clicks, you want to be especially careful on this and perhaps even limit the amount your jaw goes down if that causes a painful click. With this, I would do 5 to 10 at a time, 3 times a day. You can always tweak the numbers if you're feeling stronger. But basically, this is something you're going to do to help improve both the bending of the jaw as well as the muscles being able to just keep everything together while it's moving. If you want to make this harder, you can even put your thumb under your chin and do the exact same thing. Once again, emphasizing the slowness. Second exercise, you want to work those muscles that are deep in the jaw, known as the pterygoids. Those are the muscles that actually make your jaw move to the side. So left and right and left and right. But with those, instead of trying to move them all the way over to the left and the right, I'd rather just have you take one thumb and put it against the side of your jaw and basically try to push your thumb against your jaw. Start lightly on this and don't let your thumb push your jaw aside. So you shouldn't feel this kind of shift there. You should feel like your mouth is lined up. Another tip too, make sure you do this in front of a mirror, especially when starting out so you can see what's going on. And hold for 5 seconds, give yourself a little break. One thing I'd recommend just to make this a little more efficient is to go 5 seconds on this side. Take a break for 5 seconds. Do the same thing on the other side. Holding for 5 seconds. And pushing against it from each side there. And you're getting the strength in both sides of the jaw, helping you better open and close your mouth. Obviously, to progress from this, you can push with more force, but if I did have a way I would prefer to progress it, in reality, it's you would actually want to, instead of just holding it in that spot, hold it there, but then do the first exercise where you're opening the mouth with your tongue on your roof. So it would look like this. First one on the left hand, and second one pressure on the right hand. Obviously, this one's a little more advanced, so start off with where you're at. Third exercise, this one is more of a stretch than anything. I will say with this, you do have to be a little bit more careful if you have one of those clicking jaws or if you're limited in the range. But I found this really useful because it does stretch it out and it does kind of help that joint glide to the end of the range of motion. So what you're going to do here is I'm going to go this way so you can see. You're going to poke your chin out. Imagine you're trying to get the biggest underbite of your life where you're trying to basically bring your bottom teeth as far forward as you can from your top teeth. So it should look like this. If that That might already be enough for you just to stretch by doing that, by just poking your mouth forward. Holding for about 2 seconds at the end. But if you do want to take it to the next level, what I would do is push it forward. And then from that position, slowly open your jaw while maintaining that forward push. So it should look like this. I'll just show you with both. The whole entire time I'm keeping my jaw poked forward and then I'm opening it. With this as well, if you do have better mobility, totally fine to bring it all the way down to the end, but just make sure it's not causing any painful clicks or any awkwardness in the mouth. The big idea with this one is it does help it move a little better. If you do have something with a disc being misplaced, it can in some ways adjust that and make it feel better. So those are my top 3 exercises for TMJ, how to improve the jaw pain and keep it strong so it doesn't come back. The third video I'm going to show is how you can manage your everyday life so you can keep your jaw pain away so you don't get rid of all those gains that you made by doing these exercises. So stay tuned.